right, welcome back to LearnWire. So Closely is back on AppSumo, so I wanted to give it another look. I have done a review on this about a year ago. I did pick this up and I did do a full-blown campaign. So we're actually going to go out there and take a look at the results that I got, kind of reevaluate and take a look at the deal and see what Closely's kind of status is and how well they're doing. They have maintained really good 4-star, 4.4, 4.6, and about 4.2 right there. Star ratings on multiple platforms. So it definitely is a solid tool. Getting that out of the way, you definitely probably can't go wrong with picking up Closely. I know a lot of you asked for this review at the time. It's been out of a couple years now, and you can see that it compares to Lemlist. This is essentially a LinkedIn outreach, cold outreach tool. So let's come through and take a look. You do have the pricing. I'm not sure if this is the same exact pricing that was here a year ago when Closely was last available on AppSumo, but one code's $69. You get 2,000 monthly credits. And really when you come down here, just the LinkedIn campaigns, automate requests, connection requests, like look at all this stuff that you don't get. So this is kind of one of those unfortunate ones that you definitely need to get licensed here to, or at least 2 codes in order to unlock everything. You're just not going to want to get code 1 and be limited. You really can't use the software that well. So I definitely recommend at least 2 codes at $138. And everything is going to double each time you add a code, obviously. And then email seats start going up at 4 codes and so forth. So you have your 2 codes at $138, 3 codes at $207, 4 codes at $276. And then you have your 5 codes at $345, 6 codes at $414, 7 codes at $483, 8 codes, $552, and it just keeps going. Looks like you have 9 codes at $621 and 10 codes at $690. Now, who's going to need to get like 8, 9, or 10 codes, spending, $500, $600, $700 and getting thousands, up to 20,000 credits? Well, that's going to be people that are truly running a business where they are depending on cold outreach via LinkedIn, that they are really trying to grow their business and their connections and so forth. And so if you're really trying to maximize the potential outreach that you can do, obviously that's when you're going to need to go up with that. I believe I have 8,000 credits per month. So what plan am I on? So I am on the 4 codes, 8,000 monthly credits. So this was created back in June 2021. Yeah, so it's been around for a good 4 years, and they do have more than 10 employees. So it's definitely something that has continued to grow, and I do estimate that the company and the software is still thriving and doing a great job. We're going to log into the site real quick and just show you. So obviously this is Closely. The dashboard hasn't changed much or changed at all, if any. And that's a good thing. In my opinion, that's a pretty good thing. It means that they built it right from the start. It's just a nice, simple, easy user interface, and they haven't had to make any major changes or overhauls, at least from the time last year and around October 2024. That's when I got in here, and you can see I ran my campaign on August 15th, 2024, 705 prospects. We're going to take a look at this and kind of the analytics of this. We can maybe go and look at what it quickly looks like to set up another campaign. And then we will also go in and look at my LinkedIn account and all these people that we reached out to and see, some of the people that did reply. I don't know if it measures 100% accuracy if they replied back, but we did get people that actually replied. So you have to kind of put that into context. That's pretty good. Let's actually okay, so just looking at some of these numbers, we reached out to 705 people. It's saying we got 6 replies. I think that number's higher, but still we got 6 replies. And so the outreach total on that is about 0.85%. So we could round that to about almost 1% of people that we just cold outreached to on LinkedIn actually replied back. As far as an acceptance rate, we did get a 3.47, so almost 3.5%. And just going to run some stats. So this number right here, we had actually the numbers do go up because we had total prospects 705, but we actually only sent out a connection request of 676. So that means that there was just some type of filter or something, and so we were actually only able to send out connection requests 676. So with that said, then we had about a 24.5, so almost 25% connection acceptance rate, right? When we sent this out, these 676, we got about 25% of them actually accepted, which is really, really good. It matches between about an 18% or higher industry standard, could even be as low as 10%. So that's a really, this is a really good number right here, this number to this number. But then replies would be, based on your 173. You can actually calculate it based on both. But the reply rate from accepted connections here to the replies is a 3.47%. And then the overall reply from initial outreach right here actually went up to a 0.89%. So I'm going to go with that 1%. So we got a 1%. It's respectable, right? And we're reaching out to people that we don't know, cold outreach right here. Now what we can do is we can actually go over here to analytics inside of Closely. And I already have this set up for all time. So you can see we ran over a year ago, we ran a campaign right here, and you can look at, each day what was going on, connections. It was sending 20 connections a day, and we're getting about 5 accepted, 4 accepted, 2 accepted there, 10 accepted there. So you start getting a compound of, impact. Maybe some of these 20 that accepted on this day or 10 accepted on this day might have been from some of the other requests from the previous days. So it looks like we ran about a week campaign, because it's only going to send about 20 a day, because, it does a really good job at not letting you spam. It has limits on purpose, so we don't get our account, red flagged or anything like that. Okay. So this is the kind of analytics that you're able to look at. You can export your chart as well. And then let's go see how, effective this was. We come down here and you can see from 2024, we can start going and looking at this is what it looks like when someone does not reply. It does show out right here. I specialize in honest software reviews and driving traffic to SaaS companies through my YouTube channel. I'm always excited to connect with innovative software developers and owners. Let's connect. So this was just like, hey, let's connect. I wasn't trying to sell anything to them. I just told them what I do, what I'm about. And I am reaching out to marketing managers right here. Most of these are going to be either services or softwares or businesses. So then you can start going through here and opening up some. So we have all these that we're opening up. So these are the no replies. So you can just come and start looking. Now, like here's one that replied, right? So Tim right here, I sent this out right here. And then he said, happy to connect. And then I said, I did respond back likewise, right? So we have a response. That's what it looks like when someone, responds back. And then here's one as well. So this person also connected with me. And then they said, hi, David, great to be connected. And then they actually gave me information. I have a small growth marketing firm, and we specialize in multi-channel marketing, sales, enablement. So this actually would be a really good connection right here. Thank you for the info. I'm looking for new clients. And then it kind of ended right here. I could have followed up and so forth, but you can see that we, somebody that I completely don't know, and that, based on the London and UK market and so forth. So you're connecting with people across the world as well, people in your own country. And we did have a small conversation. We did not know each other. So we are connected, and you can just continue to go and start looking. No. And I think that some of these, like right here, Stephanie got back to me as well. She also came back and said, hey, great connecting. I'd love to chat. And here's my Calendly. So we could actually hook up right there and set up a meeting and, potentially collab or do a connection. So we did get results. You have to remember that this is literally reaching out to people that we do not know at all. And you are actually getting people to respond back to you. And then here's another one right here. Boom. Thanks for the connection right there. So you can see the real live results of putting a campaign to use and getting replies. I do think this was pretty accurate. There was probably around 6 replies. It could have been maybe 1 or 2 more, but this is pretty accurate as well. So I like that. So essentially, what do you do with this tool? Well, this was just the LinkedIn outreach, guys. And so you can also put together cold outreach email. So it says, welcome to the automated email outreach. You can launch personalized email campaigns with delayed follow-ups, enjoy detailed stats, and manage manage all your leads in one place, engage your leads, and build strong long-term relationships with your customers. I don't know about that. You're really cold outreaching to people that we just don't know, and they're probably getting 10, 20, 30 emails a day just like this. So it is going to be hard. This is cold outreach, so you do need to know what you're getting into. But if you're interested in a tool like this, you probably kind of already know or have that, at least that expectation that you could send out thousands of emails and only get, a small percentage of people to come back. But you have to think about this as well. Like, if you're on one of these large plans over here, and that's where these big plans come in right over here. When you're on some of these other plans down here, you're going to be getting 20,000, 18,000, 16,000 monthly credits. And this is when you're going to launch those giant campaigns. Especially, you could actually be simultaneously running LinkedIn campaigns plus email campaigns as well. Now, the email campaign, you're going to add your Google account or your Gmail account. You're going to go and you're also going to be doing some research, because you can go and do the lead finder right over here, and you can go and company name, job title, skills, keywords or industries, company size, right? So let's just say you're looking at just software. I only want to look at software. We can come like this, and let's just say company size, I want to look at 11 to 50 right there. Boom. We could go to the location right here. Let's just say United States, Kingdom, Canada, Australia. They don't have a ton of countries in here, but you can see right here, I'm scrolling up and showing you everything that's available right here. But we'll just stick with some of those countries right there. And then you could go with company funding as well, but I'm just going to say search, show you how the search function works right over here. Now that is super, super fast. You can see there's 5,015 pages, and each page has 20. So there's 125,366 people that fit that criteria. And this is just software and just in 4 countries. So this is where you could go and you could launch a campaign to all 100,000 of them right here. And you could even, once you start using the software and doing campaigns, you can actually go to only new. So people that you've never reached out to before. So you can actually click that button there. And then essentially what you can do is you can start going and open and save. Let's just go with these 25 right here for fun. We could go and open and save right here. And then right here, you could go all contacts, software. There's 1,000. I don't think that it will let you do, 125,000 and save it to a list. I believe that you have to do this in batches. Might be a batches of 1,000. I'm not sure, because it's not going to let you open up more. Let's just go like this and maybe click on 500, for example. And let's just see what we're able to do. So it's going to filter out and allow us to show either 500 contacts or 500 pages. I'm not really sure. So it's going to show a ton candidates right here. So let's just go and select that there. So 500 are selected right here. Only 500. Let's keep scrolling down. And so there's all 500 right there. So 1 through 500 of the 125,000 people, that's the most that you can select at once. And then you would just push the open and save right here. And then you would maybe type in software or something like that. And then you would save that. And then you would go and launch your campaign, and you could actually launch a campaign. It can be an email campaign or it can be a LinkedIn campaign. So if your LinkedIn outreach is all up here, everything you need to know about that. And then you have everything else is down here. So it's a LinkedIn first kind of tool, but then they also have, like I said, email campaigns right here. So then once you have your list, you're going to add your account, and then you're going to go through the steps right over here. Let's click on tutorial. It's going to actually take us to all these different videos that they have set up. They're not going to leave you hanging. They're going to hold your hand along the way, show you exactly how, and you can see all the nice stats that you have right here as far as from an email marketing campaign as well. So you can actually, what I would recommend is trying both out with about 1,000 prospects of each and seeing which one kind of got you which one you liked the most, which one was the easiest to set up, and which one seems to be more your style for your business. Obviously the one that got you the most replies and maybe the most engagement would be the one that you might want to focus more of your efforts on, right? So I like that they have both built in. You can actually add this right here, find out how to book meetings with your prospects faster and distribute meetings evenly between the team members. So this is they even have a closely right here, and they have this built in right here as well. So they have built built in, the extensions, integrations. Let's click on integrations right here. They have HubSpot, Webhook, Pipedrive, Zoho, Go High Level, and Salesforce right there as well. So then you have your network over here. People that you have reached out to will also be right there. And then you have your accounts right here. So we have connected our account with Gmail right there. So I'm not really sure why. So we did add our Gmail account. So I'm not really sure why email campaigns, maybe we need to reconnect it. Let's just go ahead and go through that process. Let's just go with a Gmail and set that up for you. I'm getting a 500 error right there. One sec. Okay, so I just reconnected, and this is what you're going to see. So account settings for your email. You can put your name right there. What are the daily limits? So you could send out 50. They probably will have like some type of warning. I definitely wouldn't send more than 50 that you will be displayed as a sender. So you could also go for whatever. Okay, there we go. LearnWire. Maybe we want to put David. Maybe we want to put LearnWire. I'm not sure. Maybe I definitely recommend a daily email limit. I would say 25 max for now. We can click on this. What are daily limits? They're going to go over this. So the daily limit number is set to 50 emails by default. The maximum number is 100. So you can't do more than 100 from one email anyways. You're free to start with a higher number than 50 emails. However, if you have never run any bulk email campaigns from your email account, this might look suspicious, and your account can be suspended for 1 to 24 hours. There's more information about this right there. So for me personally, and then there's more information right there. So it kind of goes through this, right? So for me, I would probably start off even more on the casual safe side of 25 emails. You have a sending time range. You can not send on Saturdays and Sundays. Maybe you even want to only do, Monday through Thursday. A lot of people aren't going to answer their emails even on Fridays, but you can go like that. You have your signature right here, your tracking domains. You can set all that up, and then you can just push save right there. So I'm just going to push save right there. Boom. So we have this all set up. And then now you're going to go back over here. So we're looking at this right here under accounts. You've got your email, but you can add, I believe you can add as many email accounts or like 1 of 2 seats used. So that is going to be the important part that you're going to need to know. So the one that I'm on, let's go back up here, right? So yeah, this is very important. So I am on the number 4. So I get 2 email seats and 2 LinkedIn seats, right? So I can only add 1 more email, and we could be running 2 campaigns simultaneously, right? And so if you're at 25 on each email, then you're sending 50 per day. Of course, you're using different proxies and different emails and all that. So that's a good thing, right? But when you really want to take this to a whole nother level and you want more, that's when you get this 10 code. You get 5 emails. Let's say you're sending 50 or even up to 100 emails per day. That's when you're sending 500 emails per day. And that would actually equate to, you got to just do some quick math, right? So if you're doing 500 emails per day, with those 5 emails, you are going to potentially be sending, what is that? 15,000 cold emails per month, which is probably enough to start getting sales and making money in your business if you're doing it right. So that's quite a bit, 15,000. To get all this set up with a lot of the other tools that are out there, and there's tutorials on YouTube of people that do cold outreach to build their SaaS programs, to build their businesses. There's a lot that technical stuff that's going to go into it. The advantage is that everything's built in here to this tool, and it's probably the easiest way that you could get this done. So you'd go to campaigns, you would send an email, then you would wait 2 days. If no reply, then you would email again, company name, you're ready to start. So then you would create your campaign right here. You're going to name your campaign. You're going to select which email, right? And in our case, we could set 2 emails, and then you would go down this path to create your email campaign as well. So you find your leads, save them to a list, then you go to your email campaign here, and then you hook that up to your list and start a campaign. Boom, then it goes there. You also have this inbox feature I didn't show. This is where you can actually come in here, and it is hooked up, right? So here's that one that I showed you over there, and you can actually just manage everything inside of here. You can come in and check in daily here, or even weekly, and just come through here. And you could just say, oh, thanks for connecting with me. Boom. And you could add tags right here. So you can actually manage everything inside of here. But the inbox, this is for LinkedIn LinkedIn only. It's not going to be. I like that they have everything separated. LinkedIn outreach is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 modules is specifically, strictly LinkedIn outreach. Then you have your tools over here. This is going to be your email, your cold email outreach campaigns and so forth. So overall, this is a highly functional tool that if you want to do cold outreach on LinkedIn or email, this is a great starter beginner way of doing this. If you want to send 15,000 emails or less per month, which that's a lot to manage. You have to be ready to manage what you're doing with all these emails as well. Then this is a great tool. It's got the solid ratings, 242 reviews right here, and a 4.4 star on Capterra and 4.6 star on G2. It's a solid tool for email and LinkedIn outreach. I highly recommend getting your hands on this if this is a strategy that you want to try to get prospects in your business. The link will be below. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.